Thanks for tuning in to Dirt Biking with Donnie and Chase. I'm Donnie, and this is part 2 of the KTM 450XCF budget build series. Originally I thought this was going to be a 3-part series, but I've decided to make the second part longer with more content and wrap up the build in this video. Okay, the next thing I'm going to work on is changing the engine oil. And I've already removed or loosened the cap on the clutch side. There's a magnet on the end of the drain bolt on these bikes, and I always like to take a look at that. It might give you a good idea if you've got anything going bad in the engine. That's a pretty normal level of crud on the magnet, based on my experience. So it's always good to check that. Also, this oil doesn't look too terribly dirty, so it looks like it's been changed. These bikes also have 2 screens that need to be cleaned. Really wasn't much debris in either one of those screens, but it's always good to check them. So now I'm going to reinstall these screens the same way they came out. You know, the thing that nobody tells you about making videos like this is that once your hands are all oily, dirty, greasy, whatever, depending on what you're working on, you can't touch the camera. So anytime you need to move the camera around to a different angle or to get a different view, you have to clean your hands or change gloves or whatever. Nobody tells you that stuff. So I reinstalled the drain bolt, but first I'm going to put a new washer on it. I'm going to tighten that to 15 pound-feet. Okay, so I did change the oil filter and put a brand new one in there. My camera battery went dead during that part of the video, so I don't have the video, but here's a tip. These filters are kind of difficult to get out of there. There's really nothing to grab onto, so I just put a machine screw right there in the end of the filter to help pull it out, because they can be kind of stuck in there. So that's a tip that might help you out if you got one of these bikes. Found a couple of tires that are in pretty decent shape, especially compared to the tires on the bike. So I'm going to put those tires on now. So I think this rim strip is in good shape. I don't see any places where the spokes are wearing through. So I'll put some powder in there to reduce the friction inside there between the tube and the tire. The way I like to do this is go ahead and put the tube inside the tire. I like to use this little tubeless thing, and all that does is kind of help force the tire open. So now I'm going to hold pressure down with my left hand while I get this first one started. just using some Armor All as a lubricant to help the bead go over the rim easier. Make sure my rim lock goes up into the tire. Okay, you can see somebody's used tape on here instead of a rim strip, which is fine. Tape works good, but I didn't use nearly enough. You can see the spoke nipples sticking through the tape, and the tape is completely off in some areas, so I'm gonna pull this tape off and redo it. I don't have another rim strip, so I'll be using tape, but I'll put a lot more on here and make it so that it won't be a problem. Just hitting it with some contact cleaner so the tape will stick. Okay, so I've got this used set of Cycra handguards that I've modified to work with these Tusk bar clamps, and I'm going to put those on the bike. Initially, I wasn't planning on putting new brakes on the bike because these brakes still have some life in them, but I'm going to go ahead and throw new brakes on there. I think it'll help in the ad trying to sell it if it's got new brakes on the front and rear. And now I'm going to check the valve clearance. The engine's running great, and I don't expect the valves to be out of adjustment, but a potential buyer, that's probably going to be the first question they ask is, how are the valves? Are the valves in spec? So knowing that will help me out. And before I got started, I cleaned up this area really good. I washed this all down so there's no dirt or anything to get inside the engine. So there's a little dot on this camshaft sprocket that's got to be at the top to show that the engine's at top dead center. And both of the cam lobes are pointed down so that the rocker arms on top are as loose as they can be and the valves are completely closed. So now I can measure the clearance. This is the intake side, and the intake clearance should be between 0.10 and 0.15 millimeters. So let's just start at 0.10. 0.10 fits, but it's a little loose. 0.13 fits, it's kind of snug, that's really close. Okay. 0.15 does fit, it's a little more snug than the 0.13. The next one up is 0.18. 0.18 does not fit. 0.15 fits just snug, so it looks like that valve is within spec. Now I'm going to measure the one on the other side. Intake valve should be the same clearance. That feels exactly the same with the 0.15. Let me try the 0.18, see if that goes in there. I don't think it will. I just want to be sure. Nope, 0.18 doesn't fit in there. So both the intakes are at 0.15. Those clearances typically get tighter over time, so it really doesn't bother me that they're at the upper range of the spec. That probably means that the engine just really doesn't have a ton of hours on it. So now let's check the exhaust side. It's a little easier to see what I'm doing over here. The spec on the exhaust valves is 0.12 to 0.17. So I'm just checking the distance between this rocker arm and the top of that valve right there. All right, so this is start out with a 0.13. And that fits snugly. So it looks like that exhaust valve is at 0.13. I'll try the next one up, 0.15 just to be sure. .15 does not fit, so that valve is at 0.13. So that's within spec. .13 fits in there. It seems a little loose though. I'll try the 0.15. 0.15 just barely fits over there, so I think we're going to be at 1.5 there, but we'll try, 0.15 on that side, but we'll try the 0.18. And 0.18 doesn't fit in there, so both of those exhaust valves are in spec as well. I'm really happy about this result because it means I don't have to shim the valves, and that'll save me some time. All right, the bike definitely needs a skid plate, and so I'm going to put this one on there. I think it was $49 to $59, but it's a really nice skid plate for that price, so I'm going to get that put on there now. Instructions, we'll get rid of those. That is done. I took this bike to the West Chilton Fun Run, and I just had to take it for a ride around the grass track while I was there. Gotta get at least one 450 drive before I sell it. Definitely too much bike for me, but it's fun. When I was finished with the build, I posted the bike on Facebook Marketplace. Following the posting, I had a few guys interested, and I got a call from a guy named Cody. Cody came to take a look at the bike. We negotiated a fair deal, and the next day he took it to the Tennessee Knockout Extreme Enduro. Yeah, you heard me right. It just so happened Chase and I planned to attend the Tennessee Knockout, and we got some great videos of Cody in the race on his new bike.
So you may be wondering how I did financially with the purchase and the sale of the bike. After it was all said and done, I made a few $100 off the bike. If I consider my time, I probably broke even, but I got a couple of videos for the channel, and I'll let you all decide if that was worth it. Would I do it again? Yes. In fact, I've got my eye on a couple of other bikes that I might turn into another video series. So be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you enjoy build series videos and want to see more videos like this, let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching.